Fish and grits, and we back like we never left, man. Let's get back into the Spurs struggles. I think the biggest issue with the Spurs, man, they just don't scare me no more. I don't know if it's that Tim Duncan's not there, or is that Kawhi Leonard is kind of the only offensive superstar, and LaMarcus Aldridge just don't look like he want to be there some nights. I mean, and then they had those stretches to where they look dominant when Patty Mills and Danny Green start to hit their shots, but then when they miss, they seem like an ordinary team that is going to rely on their defense a lot. But it's just something about them. I don't know if they'll be able to finish the task, man. I don't know if they'll be up for the challenge. It's something that's missing from this Spurs team.
I'm personally not worried about them, honestly, because the Spurs, once again, what they got, 60 wins or about to have 60 wins. Mm-hmm. So I'm not concerned about the Spurs because last night they put a shellacking on the Warriors, and then the Warriors responded and put a shellacking on their ass. And it is what it is. The Warriors are just clicking at the right time. All they're going to do is Kevin Durant's going to come in and they're just going to get to the finals like everybody ever wanted. And I really didn't see the Spurs even challenging the Warriors. I feel like they can give the Warriors a nice fight, but I feel like it's going to take one of those fast, high-tempo teams like the Rockets or I'm not even want to say this, maybe the Thunder. Those only two teams I can see really challenging. Honestly, I can see the Blazers I can see the Blazers really duking it out against the Warriors. I don't see them winning, but I can really see them really slowing the Warriors down. But once again, if you look at when the Warriors play the Rockets and they went up by 23 points, look how quickly the Rockets came back and put it to a three-point game. James Harden wasn't on his A game. The Rockets threes weren't falling. Even their basic layups weren't even going in. So everything was going wrong for the Rockets, and they still was in the game. See, that's what I'm trying to say. It's those type of high-power offensive teams that can bounce back real easy. The Spurs are not a team like that. Like once they get down, I don't feel like they can.
They down. Yeah.
They can come back on defense, but when your team is playing good defense and the other team just keeps making shots, they can play good defense against the Warriors, the Rockets, OKC, but we still put up points. Like, we're just that type of team. So I'm not too worried about the Spurs going forward. I still think they do have one of the best teams in the league, but I don't see them capturing a title. I think what it's going to take for the Spurs.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't see them being. I think they're gonna beat a couple teams in the playoffs. They make the Western Finals, but I can't see this team winning a championship. It just
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Devin Booker. Seem right.
What about Devin Booker going to the Spurs? Devin Booker going to the Spurs would be a great thing because as good as Patty Mills is not a starter point guard material. Mm-hmm. Devin Booker can easily slide into the 2 guard if Tony Parker still wants to be around, dishing around assists. But I feel like they need a scorer. They need a scorer. They need somebody who you can literally rely on and say, you're going to give me 20 points a night. And if you give me 30 or 40, the game is in the bag. They don't have nobody who consider a reliable scorer. As good as Kawhi Leonard is, he's not a reliable offensive threat. Like he has I can agree with that. It up, but he's not somebody I can say, Kawhi Leonard's going to give me 36 a night or something like that. When he goes for 36,
25,
when he goes for 36, we're like, oh wow, Kawhi put up 36 points, like what? Like it reminds.
It's an outlier game.
Yeah, it reminds me of John Wall. Like when John Wall scores like 36 or 41 points, like he did the other night, I'm just like, when John Wall gives you those type of numbers, you're gonna win because he's the type of he plays his role. But when he plays, he's Mike Conley, John Wall, those type of players. They play their role, but when they go on an offensive scoring run, you just go ahead and say, it's time. We're gonna win this game.
Right. And do you think it's fair that LaMarcus Aldridge not able to take his threes like he used to him with the Blazers, but then you got Kawhi out there jacking up wild-ass threes? Like, he took a few. It's like, all right, Kawhi, what you trying to do here? What you trying to prove right now, man? I don't know if he nutted up in the spotlight because, it's been a lot of attention on Kawhi ever since the block he did on James and kind of inserting himself into the MVP race, and I don't feel like he's been living up to that moniker.
He hasn't, and I was telling my girl about that the other day. I said, really, Kawhi Leonard has really tailed off an MVP race when that pressure start getting to him. I don't want to say the pressure, but the limelight start getting on. He's put up his decent numbers that he's been doing, but there's nothing that has screamed out MVP over, since that Rockets game. But if you want to be honest, LaMarcus Aldridge, I wish Tim Duncan stayed for another year so he could have really mentored LaMarcus Aldridge. Because LaMarcus Aldridge,
did you see Timmy in the playoffs last year? Tim looked like he did not want to run up and down the court.
Yeah, he didn't. He was But I mean, Tim Duncan could have stayed like a Kevin Garnett type
as a
of role.
coach. Yeah,
because LaMarcus Aldridge really needs to develop let's be honest, a defensive game that I feel like he can go to when his shot's not falling. Because when his shot's not falling, it's like, what point do you serve? Because you can get around LaMarcus. See, that was the thing about. See, you remember when the Rockets played the Blazers, and it seems like you couldn't stop LaMarcus Aldridge in scoring, but on the defensive end, you could still
the games were still close. Yeah,
exactly. So I just like he's not the type of player that fits in that Spurs system. Like Gasol is really playing some of the Gasol and David Lee are really turning back the hands of time with their offensive play. I've really been enjoying what they've been giving more effort than LaMarcus Aldridge is. LaMarcus Aldridge doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, you can tell he kind of regretted. You can definitely tell he.
And you know where LaMarcus Aldridge should go if he wanted to leave?
What's that, man?
To the Celtics.
Him and Horford? You don't think that's too much?
See,
they kind of similar.
They're gonna have to boot. They're gonna have to boot. I don't like Horford for the offense that they do because he's not consistent enough in the jumper or in the outside shot. Like he wants to shoot a three like LaMarcus Aldridge is. There's a pickup that it just thought about in my mind. What if LaMarcus Aldridge went to the Wizards?
Nice pick.
I feel like that's the piece they need because Morris is not going to give them.
Boogie going there.
I
see him going there for sure. I think
but who they gonna get rid of? Oh, so what if they do? Oh, what if they do this? What if they do Boogie Cousins switches with Bradley Beal? Not Bradley Beal. Yeah, Bradley Beal.
No, I think they'll be able to keep him out. Boogie Cousins only got a year left with the Pelicans, and I think he's gonna want to hear some offers. And by then, it's gonna be a whole bunch of Kentucky free agents out there. I'm sure they're gonna start talking. It's no better team to link up with than some lonely ass East team like the Wizards. They already got a good coach in place. You got Otto Porter, you got Bradley Beal, you got John Wall. So you got a decent nucleus to start with. So if you just add a couple Kentucky players right there, you good to go.
Man, I know we talking about the Spurs, and I think let me end this. I'm gonna end this topic on this, and I want you to get shocked about this. What if the Spurs, by some voodoo in the air or some wizardry, they get Anthony Davis on their team? Anthony Davis would fit that Spurs team perfectly. He has the demeanor of like Kawhi Leonard, just easy going. I do my job and I get out. But he would literally be able to flourish as a full-time star with Kawhi. They would have the best defense in the paint.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know how that would happen, but if that were to happen, oh man.
No, I can agree with that. Oh, Anthony Davis' game. That's a franchise cinder block right there. Like you can build so many teams off Anthony Davis, Karl-Anthony Towns, players of those types right there.
And what's crazy about it is even if the Pelicans, like with Anthony Davis, the thing I like about him, yes, he has a lot of injuries, but guess what? They rely on Anthony Davis way too much for the Pelicans. The thing I wanted for Anthony Davis, I want him to be next to another star where he doesn't have to do everything. He doesn't have to be the de facto point guard. He doesn't have to be the center. He doesn't have to be the power forward. He doesn't have to be the two guard run into the paint. He doesn't have to be small forward trying to distribute the ball. Like give him just his power forward role and let him do work.
There you go. Well, he ain't got to do too much. They ask too much out of him.
They do.
I can agree with that. You know what, man? I want you to dig deep into the mind of a superstar right now. Marcus, you are Kevin Durant. Mr. Kevin Durant, we seen you on Christmas. Y'all was going back and forth, passing the ball around with the Golden State Warriors. It seemed like y'all didn't know who to shoot, who's going to take the shot. Steph Curry, Klay Thomas. Then you got Kevin Durant. Nobody wanted to shoot. Kyrie ended up hitting the clutch shot. LeBron put everybody to sleep with the dunk. You get hurt on 3-1. That number's going to hunt them forever. You get hurt, and then you see your team reel off 9 straight victories against playoff teams, back-to-back victories on back-to-back nights against a team that was 625 or more in winning percentage. First team to ever do that in history. How do you feel to see your team having better success without you and even looking better than the team last year that won 73 games? How do you feel about that, Kevin?
Okay, I'm going to give you this right now. I am hungry to get back into the game. And when looking at my team, yes, they have performed better defensively since I've got off the court. but everybody seems to forget, and they always seem to gloss over this. This is the playoffs, and we're in the last stretch of the playoffs. So a lot of teams are not giving their A game. A lot of these teams are tired right now. So when playoff basketball comes, the pressure gets a little bit tighter, and the room gets a little bit hotter. And when Curry's shot is not falling, it may be falling right now, but we were just questioning Curry just about a week ago. Has Curry lost a step? And Klay Thompson can, phase in and out the game. So, he's reliable enough, but when Curry's not falling, his shot's not falling, or Draymond Green's not getting going, or, this free-flowing offense that's out there right now on this 9-game winning streak doesn't fall, who's going to be your go-to guy to get out there and get them buckets? That's me. And I feel like when Kevin Durant is licking his motherfucking lips right now, ready to get back in this, because the Warriors are playing it's like when you play in a game of pickup basketball, and I'm going to run to you like this, and you are sitting on the curve, and you watching your team balling right now. You watching the team ball right now, and just say one of their guys, and one of their guys go down, and you just happen to phase back and you pull that position. Just picture how much you can give to them, because everybody's level is at an A, and you know that you can give them an A plus. I know you're ready to get back in that game. I know Kevin Durant is sitting on that bench. You've seen him at warm-up. He is looking sharp out there, and I think that he's going to phase right in. Matt Barnes is going to go back down to the bench. You're going to see David Lee stop getting all the minutes. I'm not David Lee. David West getting all those minutes. Iguodala is going to have to sit down because Kevin Durant's coming back, and I'm feeling good about this Warriors team. I'm not worried about him at all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him at all. I just hope that he's able to get back in and mesh, because everything's fine right now, but Steph Curry also has more volume to shoot. Clay also has more volume to shoot. There's a lot more shots out there. David West hitting a couple threes. You know what I'm saying? Like they're able to do that right now because Kevin Durant is not taking his 20-plus shot attempts. They're able to do that right now. And I just hope that everything continues to mesh. I think right now they need him back just so he can get into the flow of everything and not just jump his ass out in the playoffs and just try to not mess up team chemistry. Because everybody's going to lose a little something. And just being in the shadows of Kevin Durant, it kind of hurts stuff. And that's the only knock I had on, because you can kind of tell that he took a step back and was like, okay, I don't really know if this is my team. And now with Kevin gone, it's like, damn, Steph Curry should be in the MVP discussion. After a couple weeks, that's how you feel about him now. But shit, he is a back-to-back MVP winner, so it ain't like his talent lost. He's just not able to have the same amount of value. So I really hope that Durant don't mess this up and have everybody questioning his free agency move.
I'm so mad. I'm just mad, and I know you should be mad too, because I'm gonna tell you why you should be mad. Kevin Durant could have went to Boston.
They didn't need him.
They didn't need him. But don't just listen. He could have went to Boston, or he could have went to the Wizards. Look how good those teams are. Add Kevin Durant. Oh my God. I'd rather see him with one of those teams with the Warriors right now.
Yeah, the Warriors don't need a top 5 scorer in league history.
They don't.
If you look at the top 5 scorers in league history, Kevin Durant's name is up there, and he's on one of the best teams ever. The Warriors don't need him. Why do they have Kevin Durant?
I'm getting mad. I really am getting mad, because I want to know who's in Kevin Durant. I know he saw the glitz and glamours of the free flowing nature of how the Warriors play, and it looks so enticing, and how nice it would be. But it's just like, if you stand back and you just think of your legacy, if you think about your imprint that you're gonna leave on this game, picture what you could have done to that Celtics team or that Wizards team. You literally could have challenged LeBron toe-to-toe for the East.
It's not even about LeBron, man. It's about us. Like, the first thing you said was the most correct. We should be upset. As NBA fans, we should be upset, because the first day of free agency, we shouldn't be like, man, the Warriors got this in the bag. Y'all just ruined 365 fucking days of our life. By one fucking move. Like, you did. Because everybody knows, like, shit, who's going to beat this team? Who's going to beat these starting 4? And any center in the world, I can play center for those people, and we probably still win 50 games.
Boy, I'm telling you, man, I really believe that Kevin Durant made the wrong decision. Now, in hindsight, looking back over the season, Kevin Durant made the wrong decision. He should have took his ass to Boston or the Wizards, like everybody said. take your ass home to the Wizards, and look what you could have done with that team. You can't tell me that you would have gave me the same production as Otto Porter. If not, I mean, not the same production. Let me not even diminish Kevin Durant. You would have gave me better production than Otto Porter. And guess what? Otto Porter and Bogdanovich would have been coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been an it right there. They would have been able to run the Cleveland out the. Cleveland can't stop John Wall. They can't stop Bradley Beal. You think they can stop Kevin Durant? They can't stop. They can't even stop Bogdanovich. You see what he does to Cleveland when he plays them. He can't. He can't miss a three. I'm telling you. That would have been the most logical situation. And then don't let me talk about Boston. Boston, that's all they need. That's all they need is a Kevin Durant. That's all they need. They have the defense down pat. He would also bring shot blocking even more to what they already doing. And then that offensive boy that he would have been lighting up on the offensive ball.
Because he has it's a 3-year contract, right? He can opt out after 2 years.
He can opt out after this year.
So it's a 2-year contract with a 1-year opt-out.
Yes, sir, because he wants that money, that the rest of that commercial, that TV money coming in.
Should he stay? If they win, should he stay?
No, I'm gonna tell you right there. He should stay because the rep he would get.
It sounds like he's looking forward to playing in that new stadium.
Man, the backlash that he would get if he left would be huge. But what the Warriors gonna have to figure out in the offseason, what piece do we want to move? Because one of those pieces has to go. Because one of those pieces is gonna leave you, and you're not gonna get nothing in return. So you're gonna have to try to make the most of one of those big 4 pieces you have right now. That's what they're gonna have to worry about.
If I'm any GM in the NBA, I want Klay Thompson on my team.
I want Klay on my team all day, every day.
That would be my priority. I'd sell the house for
Clippers. I want Clippers. I want him.
Marcus, you know what? Why do you keep trying to revitalize these damn Clippers?
I don't know, man. I saw Katina. Listen, I saw Katina Mobley.
I need to know why.
I'm gonna tell you why. I saw Coutinho Mobley on the sideline at the Rockets game when I was watching, and it just took me back to when he played with the Clippers with Corey Maggette and Sam Cassell and Chris Elden Brand and Chris Caveman. Boy, that's when I really was a Clippers fan, but that just took me back. But I really wish Klay Thompson goes to one of these power teams. I really wish Klay, if you want to be honest, I wish Klay went to Toronto. I know they can't afford him, but that would be a nice pickup.
Him and DeRozan? Oh man, that'd be
that would be nasty. That would be way too much for that whole team.
Oh, I like when I tell you, man, I think the Clippers about to implode like no other team.
Oh, they're gonna explode because they look terrible because Chris Paul looks like he's tired of them. They really played a good game last night. I'm not gonna lie, they all played a great game. JJ Redick put up 31 points. I was really impressed, but
this is my biggest issue. The Clippers, they're not built for the future. They're one of the worst win now teams I've ever seen. And the only reason I say that is because you really don't know who the true superstar is.
No, you don't.
Some people say Chris Paul. Some people say Blake Griffin. I'm not a big Blake Griffin fan. I think he got some game. I think he's able to bust out a triple-double or two. But I can't depend on Blake Griffin for 25 points. I can't depend on him for 10 rebounds. I can't depend on him for 2 blocks. And you a superstar? Nah, man. KG was doing everything for that Minnesota team with nobodies. Blake Griffin got a lot of talent around him, and there's no reason they shouldn't be hired in a 4 or 5 seed. There's no reason without that talent.
They're the type of team where you look at them and you just like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but it's not working. So it's like I can't pinpoint what's going wrong with them. Like they have the team that can win the championship, but this is not work. It reminds me of the Magic team. If you want to be honest, like the Magic team back when Shaq was there, it's just like they had the talent, they had the pieces in play, but it just wasn't working. And it's just like
the team I want to save, NFL team, the Cardinals. It's a team. It's a team you feel have all the pieces, but they always like an injury or two away.
But you know, what it always with those two teams, what it is when the pressure gets
they fold.
Their front door, they fold. They don't open.
They fold like no other.
They do fold under pressure. And that's
Game 6 should not have happened.
Nah, it's backbone. It's
Josh
backbone.
Smith.
But that was the outlier game because I remember I fell asleep on that game and I woke up and I said, "We did what?" Marcus, and I saw the replay. They just gave up.
I watched that entire game. It was my father's birthday. I'll never forget. And also the day that my nephew was born. I'll never forget this day. It was like 11:30 at night. I'm tired. I wanted to go to sleep. I'm watching this comeback. James Harden on the bench, Corey Brewer hitting threes, Josh Smith hitting threes. Why the hell is Jason Terry in the game doing nothing?
Hey,
James Harden could have been in for him. Trevor Ariza playing defense. It was one of the wildest things I ever seen. And Doc Rivers just had a look on his face like, what the hell is going on right now?
You know what it is? You know what it is? What the Clippers lack? They lack heart. They lack effort because guess what? When they go to see this is, and you know what? We're gonna talk about this because this reminds me of what the Rockets did, and this is why I like the Rockets, and this is why me and you ride for the Rockets because they were down by 23 points. They could have easily folded that game in and said, James Harden, sit down. We don't have it going today. Let's sit down. But they still fight every possession. When James Harden not in the game, they still fight. With the Clippers, they don't fight. When they get down, they just look like they just give up and just melody. And Blake Griffin starts throwing the ball up and losing it. You know, costly mistakes. Chris Paul looks like he just turns into Cliff Paul out there. DeAndre
mistakes. His turnovers be so crucial. I don't know.
It'd be so stupid. Like I remember this one time Blake Griffin went up for like a dog, he went up for a floater and the ball just like left his hand as he was dribbling and he just went up with no ball. And I'm just like, what are you doing? You've been lost the ball already. Why are you going up? Like he lost the ball on the dribble and he's going up like he still had the ball. And I'm just like, yo, come on, dog. Like you better than this.
Now, it's a lot of things wrong with the Clippers. They, like I say, I think it's good that they had a little bit of success, but nobody ever expected a championship. But I also don't think nobody expected him not to make the conference finals with Chris Paul. I think that's going to be a huge damper on his career, and that's why I think he got to leave. They should just let DeAndre walk. I think it's a 60% chance that Blake Griffin won't re-sign with them in the summertime, especially if he get out there and start realizing that, all right, shit, I've been making this much money with the Clippers. I can make pretty much the same thing and get the hell out of here.
But you know what? You can't too much knock the Clippers also because I'm gonna give you one other thing why they can't get over that hump because they have the Warriors. That's depressing enough that you don't have to face against the Warriors. Then you have the consistency of the Spurs that you have to worry about. Then you have the outlier season of the Rockets that you don't know this is going to be a continuation going forward or is this a fluke season? So it's just like whenever they get their pieces together and they look hot.
Their pieces been together, man.
Bro, remember how nice
they've been in win now mode for 5 years.
Remember how nice they look. Look how good they look the beginning of this year. We said, dang, it's the Clippers' time. But you know what the Clippers remind me of? The Cowboys. God damn, that's like the best analogy I can give you.
At least the Cowboys got a couple championships, man. Like,
I'm talking, okay, yeah, they got some championships back in the day. I'm talking about now. We're talking about
this team. This team used to have to call people to come get please come to this game. Please come. Nobody was checking for
Okay, let's talk about this.
Billy Crystal.
So we talking about one team that's struggling. How about them Cavaliers that's really struggling?
Man, I honestly feel, and I don't want to say this, but this is honestly how I feel. But LeBron James can turn the switch on whenever he wants to. It's not fair. It's not fair for the NBA. It is not fair for anybody on this team. But you clearly knows he's a seasonal player. LeBron James is the Black Friday of basketball. Because, yeah, toy sales may be slow throughout the year, but you know, when's the time that toy companies going to make their money?
Christmas time.
And when's the time LeBron James going to make his money?
Playoff time.
And that's when he's going to step it up. Like I say, it's not fair. It's a fucked up analogy if you want to be completely honest.
It was actually a great analogy. I'm going to be honest with you.
But it's messed up, Mark. It shouldn't be like that because it's some people who going to bust their ass 82 games out the season just to miss the playoffs by one game.
See, and that's where I think that you're wrong. And I'm gonna tell you like this because as I was sitting back thinking about this, the Cavs they look bad last year too. If you think about it, they look bad going into the playoffs last year, and then all of a sudden they flipped it on. They was balling. But
because
guess what?
They got Black Friday on their team. But
guess what? But listen to this. I'm telling you, I feel like you finally have the teams that's really were putting pieces together like 2 years ago. Those pieces are starting to mature and flourish right now. You have Boston that's really making noise. You have the Raptors that still can give. I still think they can give the Cavaliers a fit. And I still think the Wizards are the team that they don't have to worry about because I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like if the Cavaliers, if everybody goes into these playoffs, giving them their A game, bringing their A game, everybody stepping up to the plate and you challenging the Cavaliers, you can get them. You can make them weak going as they go further into the playoffs. So if let's say round one, they play 2 extra games that they didn't think they were going to play, they're going to be a little bit tired going into the next game. See, that's the thing about the Cavs and why no one really pinpoints this. They cakewalk through the East so easily that they always have time to rest going into the next series that they have to play. But if you challenge the Cavs and don't let them rest going into the next series, I feel like they can be tired. I feel like they can be beat. I feel like they can really be disrupted. I feel like if you like say they go into the second round and they play like the Wizards or the Raptors and they really put it to the Cavs and they get a good 7 games out of them and they play the Celtics, I think the Celtics can catch them slipping. I see this is the thing about this. Like, I feel like LeBron can turn it on, and we are always believe the notion that LeBron can turn it on and turn it off.
He honestly can.
He looks like a different dude out there. He's not consistent in the jumper. He's not consistent in the 3. He's not consistent to even get into the line anymore. People are starting to move in front of LeBron and get those calls because
in the regular season, though, like this thing.
I'm telling it's gonna take this first round. This first round, I'm gonna tell if the Cavaliers gonna go all the way or they're gonna be challenged, because I feel like the Heat or the Pacers or somebody who's gonna fall, because the Pacers are the 8th seed now. I don't even talk about them. I feel like they may get up out of bed for them, but they may not. I really want the Heat to play the Cavaliers. I feel like if the Heat get into the 8th seed and they're going to challenge LeBron, and then he plays the Raptors or the Wizards and they challenge LeBron, I feel like the Celtics can catch them slipping.
The only thing that kills me, we I ain't gonna say we bash him, but we downplay a lot of what LeBron does. But career highs in rebounds, career highs in assists, and we're saying he's slowing down. He's honestly getting better. And if we say he's going to flip the switch, what the hell does that mean? Is he going to have Russ stats? Because it seems like everybody's so amazed with Russ averaging a triple-double. Just because he grabbed 2 more rebounds than James Harden, that makes him a better player? That makes him more valuable? I don't think so. No. But is that what it's going to take for LeBron to elevate his game? Just having 2 more rebounds, 2 more assists, and averaging a triple-double? Now everybody going to look at him different? That's why I say it's honestly just not fair, because LeBron is a walking franchise player. He's one of the few players in the NBA. If you put him on the Brooklyn Nets, you may have a chance to at least win 45 to 50 games. And this is a team that could have the first overall pick. That's just the kind of player he is. Everybody doesn't have a LeBron James. That's why it's so hard to judge these teams in the East, because they don't have a player that can just say, oh, I'm struggling right now at the free throw line, but I'll shoot 80%. 80%? You're shooting 60% right now. How you just gonna jump up an extra 20%?
We really do devalue LeBron. Like, honestly, we do devalue LeBron. Do you agree?
Of course we do.
It's like Popovich. Why is he not in consideration of the coach of the year over everybody? Because once again, this dude has lost Tim Duncan and he's about to win 60 games. Like, that's impressive. Like, we do undervalue LeBron, and he's only been undervalued when he he went to the Heat and then he went to the Cavaliers. We undervalued his game. Yes, he's very important to the game. I still think you can get caught up slipping.
Yeah, you definitely can. But like I said, we question him with the resting issue. He's already played more minutes than Michael Jordan. Career averages, he's averaging 11 more playoff games than Michael Jordan per season.
Well, you know why he's averaging more minutes and more playoff games? Because Michael Jordan wasn't going to no game 6 or 7. And Michael Jordan played college ball when LeBron was, come straight out of high school.
But still, these are NBA minutes he's logging in. Like, I'm not saying he deserves to rest, but we got to give him a little bit of leeway, because he's giving the game a lot. He don't miss a lot of games. So if he want to sit out his 5 games, 6, he's only missed 6 games this year. It seems like a lot because it seems like it's important games, Saturday night games, but we got to give him some type of break. Let him rest up a little bit.
This is what I'm gonna get. This is my argument. 2009, 2010, the Lakers won. Kobe was on his shit. We felt like Kobe was unstoppable. We knew Kobe was unbeatable.
That was prime Kobe. Yeah.
But guess what? The Mavs caught them slipping. You can be caught slipping. And I feel like LeBron, either if it's going to be this year or next year, he's going to get caught slipping. Because you know what? This team, what they lack is defense. They lack defense that helped them last year look good. They don't have that. They are Cleveland without the D. If you want to be honest with you, because guess what? He has all these shooters. Kyrie's not playing no defense on no good point guard. Kevin Love's not playing defense. JR's not giving you defense. Shumpert's hurt right now. And then guess what? Your boy Kyle Korver, his shot's not falling anymore. I'm telling you, when the defensive side that's always been LeBron team's strong suit is not panning out right now. I think they're ranked 24th in defense efficiency. That's terrible. That's worse than last year. And I don't think you can turn offense on, but I don't think you can turn defense on always.
It's to be seen.
To be continued. It's one of them stories. It's like the chapter. Will LeBron turn off? I mean, will he fall off? Is this the fall off? It's the same scenario we gonna have with Tom Brady going into the season. Is this the year that Tom Brady falls off?
Everybody wish for that, but it's just some things that don't happen. But it's still gonna come down to the young gun. And I'm talking about Kyrie Irving. I mean, everything is going to ride on this man's shoulders.
Defense.
I understand about defense. I understand about that. But like we talked about the Christmas games, who stepped up and took the big shot?
He stepped up.
In Game 7, who stepped up and took the big shot? He has that lethal weapon next to him.
He stepped up and made the big shots, but guess what? Have you seen when Boston plays Cavalier? He can't hold IT. When they're playing John, he can't hold John Wall.
He don't play defense.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you,
we know what Kyrie does for. Let's be real.
I'm telling you. Hey, guess what? Kyrie wouldn't have been hitting no big shots if the Warriors weren't slipping. That's what I'm saying. Like if the teams are giving you an A game and they're playing these teams like Boston, the Wizards, even to the Raptors to a certain extent, are riding a hot wave. These are not just a bunch of pieces that just put together and everybody says, okay, they have a nice team. You know, oh yeah, they may win one game or not. These are people that's flourishing to be stars. You got Kyle Lowry coming back. You have Ibaka, everybody may want to undervalue that, but I'm telling you, him and PJ Tucker were two huge defensive pickups by the Raptors because they knew they may have to play these dudes. And then you have what?
Man, I don't see them having a chance.
I'm telling you, man. I
don't see nobody in the East touching them. Like
I'm telling you,
you said this a while ago.
I thought that. But then I'm telling you, the pieces that these.
Why? What team changes your mind the most? What exact team?
The Wizards.
The Wizards for sure.
The Wizards for sure.
You think that's the team?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you watch the game on what was that Saturday when they played the Cavaliers. The Wizards look Scott Brooks, and that's another thing we're not talking about. Coach, like these are like, okay, so Scott Brooks knows LeBron. He's faced LeBron in the finals, so he always plays LeBron good. His teams usually play LeBron good. So I'm telling you, Scott Brooks always phases LeBron out the game, because if you watch that game, LeBron was out of character. Anytime he plays the Wizards this season, he's been out of his game. So they rely on Kyrie Irving. Yes, Kyrie gets his numbers, but he can't stop John Wall. So if you're putting up 30 points and John Wall's putting up 30 points, you're not canceling nothing out. And the thing about the Wizards that I like, they play better defense and they play all around all ball defense. So you don't have no possessions where you got Marcus you can't really score a lot on Morris, or you can't really just ball against Bill, like you want to. And Otto Porter's having a phenomenal season. I feel like these outlier seasons that a lot of these teams are having are not just hiccups. I think they are the evolution of a team growing into something bigger. Like I feel like you have to start from somewhere. You can't always be the man behind. You know what I'm talking about? You have to be a young team and come up
you gotta have your growing pains.
Look at the Warriors. We didn't think the Warriors was gonna be like this until like 2 years ago. 3 years ago. No one thought the Warriors was going.
They was losing to the Clippers in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have those teams like this that build and finally the pieces finally work. Like, and I feel like the pieces that the Wizards are doing are working. The Wizards struggled last year because guess what? Bill and John Wall were not working, but guess what? John Wall and Bill are working. Otto Porter is giving you consistent 16 points a game. Then you have Morris, and then you have Gortat. Then you have Bogdanovich, who is the quietest, the sixth man. He could easily be in challenge of Eric Gordon for sixth man of the year right now. I'm telling you, these little pieces that these moves that they made, these calculator moves are really going to pan out in either this year or next year. I'm really seeing it right now.
No, I can agree with that. I think the Wizards are in the right direction, but
If the Cavs sweep everybody, I wouldn't be surprised either. So let's be honest.
Playoff LeBron is a monster. All right, that's pretty much who you face.
He's that blue nigga that's always that blue nigga.
Playoff LeBron is a monster, bro. So
that nigga is a monster. Too bad his team ain't no monsters. They're like the washed up players.
Sometimes, yeah, they ain't got the powers. He just got the regular cash.
They need some of that MJ secret potion.
All right, man. From a Finals MVP to the MVP race, I know everybody's been going back and forth. It seems like it's the talk of the town. Everybody wants to crown Russell Westbrook as the MVP, and I got no problem with it.
Let's be quick on this one.
But I just honestly feel like a lot of people are downplaying James Harden's season. I feel like too many people are getting enamored with the numbers, and it looks great. We talk about 38 triple doubles. The highest scoring triple-double, and they act like James didn't just do it a couple months ago, and he actually had more rebounds and more assists. But everybody's giving him props for doing this in an overtime game against one of the worst teams in the East. Like, why is so many people enamored with the stats and not giving enough credit to the winning season that James Harden is getting?
Let's be honest with you. D'Antoni, everybody wants to give credit to D'Antoni. I love what D'Antoni's doing. I love how he changed the offense around and made it more free-flowing. But it's James Harden, because D'Antoni snapped something in James Harden where James Harden was giving effort, because there's something that James Harden is doing this year that he hasn't done in the past years. He's becoming a leader. He's becoming a leader of his team, something that we've always questioned James Harden about, and he's finally stepping up to the plate. This dude is making Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, Clint Capella have career years. These people are not going out and down the court doing ISO basketball, putting up jump shots and stuff like that. No, James Harden are finding these guys and giving them open shots to where their stats can flourish and be career highs. Yes, the thing that people love to forget about an MVP is it's always the most valuable person. Yes, it's not the most flashy or the most stat padded person. Westbrook does a great job. What he's done with triple-double is amazing. He's probably going to get up to 41, 42 triple-doubles. I can see it being happen. That's literally half the season this dude has averaged a triple-double, which is very impressive. But you have to watch the game. You have to analyze the game. And this is why I don't when somebody wants to debate me on the MVP, guess what? The average fan is going to look at the stats and say, oh, my God, that's incredible. But the people that vote for these MVPs look at the totality of the game. So they look a little bit deeper than what we look at. They see Steven Adams moving out the way and posting up, and Westbrook coming straight down the lane for 3-4 easy rebounds a game. So
just give it to him.
Those are 4 or 5 rebounds that Russell Wilson.
He should only be averaging like 6 or 7 tops.
Exactly.
He should be getting 11.
And if you want to be honest, how about you go listen to a game tape with some of the players that say that the game is you as being a big man. Like, people want to knock Steve Adams and Cantor like they really don't have no game. These are good big men. These are good big men in his league. And you as being a big man, you should take pride in getting rebounds. But it don't seem like they're concerned about getting rebounds, because they say, okay, well, they got Westbrook. He's going to get this rebound, so why should I work for it? That's right. What the mindset they play with. James Harden doesn't play with that mindset. He picks up everybody on his team. You see how sluggish the Rockets look with, and James Harden isn't flowing greatly. And you can't tell me he's not an MVP. This dude is playing a new position. He's leading the league in assists. He's 2 rebounds, like you said, away from averaging a triple-double. He has 20 rebounds on his own right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't like, there's no argument. There should be no, if anything, co-MVP. But there's no reason why you should give Westbrook the MVP and then you be like, we can't give it to Harden. This dude has the Rockets at the number 3 seed. Before this season, everybody loves to forget, and me and you have said this many times, Westbrook, people forgot. Everybody knew Westbrook was going to have great season. We knew he was going to have a great season. I didn't think he was going to have a great season like this. People say we all saw that shit happening because we knew they didn't have no talent around it. No one even predicted the Rockets to even make the playoffs. Going to the season, I remember telling you, I'm not going to watch the Rockets. I know they're not going to make the playoffs. Prove me the fuck wrong. Mm-hmm. They proved me wrong.
And then in the biggest game, he's under 500 against the better teams. I don't like that. James Harden is beating them 3-1. He can't get past Golden State. At least the Rockets beat Golden State and showed that they were actually beatable. Westbrook can't even do that. And everybody just keep bringing it back to the stats. The triple doubles are great. The triple doubles are great, and he's going out there. He's playing at a high level every night. That's what you cannot say that he's not playing at a high level. But is he playing like the MVP? No, and it should be all about winning.
It's the Kevin Love effect. And the reason why I say that is look how Kevin Love is doing now. When you put him on a better team and he finally fits in his role, these are the type of numbers that he's supposed to give you. The seasons that no one's talking about Kevin Love in the 2020 rebounds that he was averaging back in the day. Nobody talks about that anymore. Everyone going forward, when Westbrook finally finds his place with the LA Lakers or whoever he goes to, and his stats go right back down, everyone's like, okay, he had that outlier season. But this is the thing that I'm going to have to ask the question. Who could you live without giving the MVP to? I can live without not giving Westbrook the MVP. I can't live without giving James Harden because that'll be the second time. Yes, that'll be the second time he got robbed for MVP. Because that MVP 2 years ago, he deserved that over Curry. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh, of course. Dwight Howard missed half the season. Pat Beverly missed 26 games.
Howard missed what Howard missed almost 40 some games.
He missed exactly half the season. Like Dwight Howard missed half the season. Demo got hurt toward the end. You picked up Corey Brewer, got him acclimated to the offense. You did so much for that team, and you finished with the second best record in the Western Conference, and you still don't get MVP.
None. And guess what? Last year, James Harden still averaged 29 points, 6 rebounds, and I want to say 7 assists, and he didn't make no all NBA team. I'm telling you, this dude right here deserves it. He's been deserved it. He's been looked over. Yes, he's not the flashy. See, that's the thing about Westbrook that everybody loves to say. Westbrook is more flashy, more boom, more all in your face. James Harden is more finesse. I said James Brown. Watch me. Whoa, that's what he be saying. That's what James Harden be saying. Watch me. Euro step. But I'm telling you, man, he's so finesse that he doesn't get the credit. He doesn't have the boom dunks. He doesn't have the super I want to say sporadic. I want to say I take it coast to coast and go man. He doesn't have that type of game.
If we made a highlight tape of James Harden, I want to say at least 20% of it is at the free throw line. That's probably why a lot of people don't respect his game. But he does play. But yeah, he's not out there like Russell Westbrook can captivate the audience when you see him. And you're glued to the TV. You watch that game, they down by 20. He scored 19 points. He tied the game up with a miraculous shot with 2 people in his face.
I hated that.
It's great. But he's doing that against the Magic. Okay? He's not
the Magic, the third lowest seed in the East. Come on, son.
It's not the Spurs. It's not the Cavs. It's the Magic in the overtime game where it took him to score 57 points in the triple-double. So let's not get enamored too much with the stats and disrespect what James Harden is doing when his team is sitting at third and locked in third in the Western Conference, and we don't even know where the hell Russell Westbrook going to end up with his team season. It's not fair. Like, don't rob him again. And honestly, man, I can see it happening because you can only vote for one person. There's no such thing as co-MVP. The only way you can end up co-MVP is if they have exactly the same amount of votes. And how many of those voters are going to get up? All right, 9 of us are going to vote for James. Other 9 are going to vote for Russell. And the other 4 can vote for. No, it's not going to go down like that.
I'm going to tell you right now. Let James Harden get to 55 games. He's getting MVP. I guarantee it. If he wins 55 games, I'm telling you, he's going to get MVP because that'll be 14 more games than what he did last year. And pack on with the stats and pack on what he's done the whole entire year. And look at the seeding that where the Rockets are at. The 3rd best record in the league. Not the 3rd in just the West. The 3rd best. This is better than your glorified Raptors, Wizards, Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, the 3rd best record. No stars on the team. No all-stars on the team at all. None of these players no one was crawling to grab any of these players in the offseason. I'm telling you, give him some credit.
He didn't average 2 more rebounds to get the triple-double, so he's not cool enough.
That's the scenario people dive in. They look at two outlier games that Westbrook just had, and they automatically say, "Whoa, we got to give it to him now." No, Give it to the man that's been grinding. Give it to the man that's really been carrying the team on the back. Yeah, he has better offensive weapons around him, but
that's not his fault.
That's not his fault. You can't knock him. Do you not give Kevin Durant the MVP because he had Russell Westbrook, Ibaka, and Reggie Jackson on the team? No, you don't. Did no one not say nothing about Steph Curry? And he had 2 other All-Stars on his team. like, come on, dog. Like, how do you diminish somebody because they have some All-Star or better team around them? No. If you want to be honest, like I prefer Anthony Davis over Westbrook, and I'm not even enamored with the numbers.
There we go.
I feel like look what Anthony Davis is doing. He has nothing on his team.
Yeah.
You talking about nothing? He has really nothing on his team.
Yeah, Boogie Cousins is ready to fight every game.
Like I'm telling you, like you know, don't get too enamored with the stats. Like people have what Russell Westbrook is doing is literally picking up the slack that was left behind Kevin Durant. That's all that's happening right now. James Harden is doing this against top teams. He's carrying his team year after year, and it's time for his due to be paid. You got to get his man his due.
There it is. Tell him one more time. But yeah, man, we're gonna make this last topic quick. Let's just get into the Raiders moving to Las Vegas. You just dropped a quick video of him. I love the video, man. But do you have any final thoughts about the move now that we had a couple days to take everything in, and just what can you tell the Oakland fan base? I know we were pretty young when the Oilers had the move. I still kind of remember that was a rough 5 years for me because this was at a time frame where I was just starting to like the NFL. Then to just have your hometown team ripped away from you like that, it's rough, man. So as a Houston guy, I understand exactly how Oakland feel, but what's your take on everything as far as the Oakland fan base and the move?
I feel bad for the Oakland team that they lost the Raiders team, but guess what? You wake up basketball. Your Warriors team is probably gonna win the championship, so I'm not gonna be boo-hooing over here for you. Like I'm not sad over here because y'all lost the Raiders. Y'all lost the Raiders that that were mediocre for so many years. Yeah, they're in Las Vegas. Like they're a car drive away. You'll be all right. Like you have the Warriors, you still have the 49ers down there. The Chargers are coming down there. Then you have California still has their team, so you can go pick another team. But what I want to say is I don't know how is this going to affect the Las Vegas area, as in these are young players going to Las Vegas.
That's a wild.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
That is as wild as you. That's next to Miami is like Vegas would probably be the next one.
I'm just like, and you see why the Dolphins be struggling. You see what's going on with the Dolphins over there.
Shit, Odell then went to Miami.
Look what Odell did. He left New York just to go party and see what the Dolphins be up to. He said, "This where y'all don't be playing no games." Oh shit! And this is why Tannehill be throwing picks because he ready to get down to the beach. But nah, I don't know.
That's a little bit of a setup, man.
It's going to be tough because these are young players. David Carr is young. Crabtree still is in his younger years, and then you still have Amari Cooper, who's really, really young, and then you have those young running backs, Khalil Mack's young. I just want to see can Jack Del Rio keep this team intact as they make that move. But I heard a rumor saying that they may play San Antonio for a year before they go to to Las Vegas. So I would like to see how that pans out. But I really like the move. I really like that it's kind of opening that Vegas market to the football. It's really gambling's about to be at all-time high.
Oh yeah, what? Oh, it's about to be bananas.
The NFL did this for money. They let this move happen for money.
No, of course they didn't. Why would you even say such a thing? The NFL is not all about capitalizing on profits.
Oh, they capitalized on that profit. Cha-ching, that's bank right there, man. But I really like
blasphemy.
I feel good for the Las Vegas area because they really don't have nothing besides
UNLV.
Yeah, and then maybe some good concerts that's around there and strip clubs.
They ain't been good since like '93.
But yeah, that's a good move for them. So I would like to see what their season is going to do, and I would like to see if David Carr is going to bounce back.
Yeah, I think he will. I think it's going to be a good move for Las Vegas area. Like I said, I feel very bad for Oakland. They suffered through a lot, man.
They did, man. That's terrible. Their team just got raw and they lose them, man. That's gotta feel bad.
Man, this is a Super Bowl contender. I don't think we've ever seen a Super Bowl contending team leave. The Oilers were good, but nobody expected the Titans to make it to the Super Bowl 2 years later.
Well, I hope the Raiders win a championship this year so they can, leave in beautiful fashion.
Yeah, but that's not even their chance. They gonna take the trophy with them, man. Don't they,
They are.
gonna hurt? They gonna hang the banner up just to take it right back down.
Hey man, I feel those are the Raiders are really the most diehard fans that we have in this.
Oh man, I used
all
to love
across
seeing like the little dude with the shoulder, the little spiky shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
What they call it, the black hole. Like, man, it's gonna be crazy to see where they're gonna go. But that stadium is nice. So I give them that.
Yeah, but and that was the big issue they were saying about Oakland Stadium, that it smells bad, it's old, it's leaky parts, and they already shared with a baseball team that's playing 80 plus games over there. I still don't understand why they play so many games. But
you see, they greenlit that stadium. They the Oakland area, the mayor greenlit that stadium for them to open up, and that's gonna go to waste.
Yeah, so man, I feel bad for the Raiders fan base. Because nobody seen this coming. Yeah, it's everybody want to like threaten to leave, but to just see one of the classic teams, one of the original AFC teams just leave, I'd be crushed, man. I'd be crushed. I really do feel bad for them, but hey, they may bounce back. I think it'll be football back in Oakland once they just get their shit together, because it's still a nice city, So, like you said, they still got the Warriors. They just got a new stadium.
Yeah, so don't cry too much for them.
Y'all may have the Oakland Jaguars in no time, so don't
really. The Jags probably on the move. They need to leave. They really need to leave,
man. But anything good on TV you gonna be catching this week?
Nothing.
Anything you want to tell the people?
I mean, if y'all want to be bored half to death with Empire, y'all can check that out. But there's nothing really out there. Black Sails is wrapping up, so if you want to catch on to that, it's on Stars. That's a great show, but there's really nothing much out there. I know I will be checking out that what is it called? Man, with Scarlett Johansson, I can't even think of the name of the movie just coming out.
Okay,
I'll think about it later on. But yeah, I'm checking out that movie. That's pretty much it on my end. What about you?
Man, only thing I'm looking forward to,
Ghost in the Shell. Sorry, it's called Ghost in the Shell. I'm gonna check
Ghost in the Shell. Okay, Ghost in the Shell. Throw that out there. But yeah, I was a big Prison Break guy.
It's coming back. Oh
yeah. Like they kind of had fell off the last 2 seasons, but I'm a Schofield head, so I'm gonna catch it. So they come out on Tuesday. So if y'all was a big fan of that series, like I just like the whole plot of everything. So I'm gonna catch that when it come out. Then me, a couple of the boys, OJ, everybody, that we're gonna be catching WrestleMania this week. And like I say, we may give y'all a little bit of content on that. Just give everybody a little feedback on what we seen and what was interesting, what stars popped up. It's kind of like a tradition. We always link up to at least catch that one wrestling event just to stay in the fold of everything.
It's the Undertaker! Man, I did see something. I know this is random, but I did see a picture of Mick Foley back in the day playing N64 with The Rock. I think that was the coolest picture I saw on Facebook this week. I was like, 64, damn.
Oh, that brought back
taking it all the way back.
The James Bond, Doom, and all those games. Shit.
Yes, sir, man. That's back when The Rock was keeping it real. Now he's just making that money and oh Lord, people are just oversaturated in this industry right now. Man, The Rock is literally everywhere.
He is.
He is the hardest working man in sports entertainment.
He got something coming out. He's not a movie with everybody, it seems like. Hey, much respect to him. Look what he came from, man. Dude came from nothing, and now he's the highest paid actor in 2016 and maybe in 2017, depending on how everything goes, man.
Oh, well, yeah.
As for now, this has been Fish and Grits, and you guys have just been served.
Y'all enjoy.